G'day guys, welcome back to another video with Enno here from Fantasy Take TV. So we'll be going through round 13. The middle bye was quite clearly the worst bye for a lot of people. There's a lot of carnage as well with the teams. Rioli out, Sam Hayes out, a lot of people were relying on, myself included. But I was looking to have about 20 anyway, so that brought me down to 18, which was lucky enough. Whereas I think others, might have gone down to 16 or 17 with those outs. And then so we were able to get Judson Clark in pretty much for Rioli. Obviously, that was the swap the change that was made in the actual Tigers team. So, and he played really well. So, would have preferred Jacob Ware, but with the early game Thursday and these bye rounds had a spread over sort of 4 or 5 days, I wasn't able to see if Jacob Ware was completely in the team. It was touch and go. He did make the cut and did play quite well, and I would have preferred a defensive downgrade, seeing as I still need to find one this week, but we'll talk about that later on in the trade section. So 1893 moved up about 4,000 spots, hopefully push the top 10,000 next week, and then somehow make a charge home, and maybe top 5k would be probably the best case scenario, I think, at this point, which I guess with how bad my season's sort of been, missing Brody, holding Darcy pretty much all year hasn't been too hot of a strategy, and instead of Wits and stuff like that early on, didn't start Cripps, a few other things. I'm actually, while I'm on that, next week at the end of the bye, I will be making a sort of just season review. So once the buys are done, team will be fully primo next week. I'll just do a quick recap of, probably go through my whole trade history, each week slowly, maybe like a half an hour type video, and just see where I went wrong, what decisions I could have made better and whatnot. So yeah, stay tuned for that one next week. I'll definitely do something like that. But yeah, this week, let's get into the team, how it went. So in defence, Sicily, he's just been awesome all year. That was one move I did well on, was about round 4 or 5, bringing him in. So you'll definitely see that in the review next week. I'm going to pump myself up because most of them have been pretty poor, but that was at least a good one. Stewart obviously didn't play. Sinclair, who I brought in this week, with Zach Merritt as well as Judson Clark, who we spoke about. So they were the 3 ins. I can't even remember the outs. I think it was DeConning, McComb, and of course I can, Bailey Smith, but I'm done talking about that fine young fella. Hopefully he comes back maybe later in the year and has a strong finish. But yeah, he's done me a bit dirty, and most of us who had him the last few weeks. Sinclair was really good. Had a poor start at the game. I'll be honest, I didn't actually catch the game on Saturday night, but I did see he was on about 6 points at quarter time, or maybe halfway through the first. But yeah, just junks it up behind the ball. I'm sure that's exactly what he did for the rest of the game from there, and he's been unbelievable the past month particularly. Hewitt, his first sub-ton for the season. He just didn't lay a tackle for some weird reason on that night. So, he lays his usual 3 or 4 tackles, and he probably gets a similar score as he's been getting all year, which is about 115 every single game. So he's been unreal. Shorty, it's been spoken about a lot. He's just not going to score as well in this role. He might have maybe a spike game, in the midfield sort of forward role, but it's not going to be as consistent as we'd like. The floor will be lowered, so I will expect some poorer scores to finish the year with Shorty, but I think the good will outweigh the bad enough to where he's not an urgent trade out. If you've got luxury, maybe you do it, but I'll definitely be like not a last minute thing, but maybe a luxury in the last month or so if it is not looking too great. Nick Dacos, unbelievable hold by whoever joined me in doing that, but I absolutely had to hold him anyway. He was never going anywhere from my team. It's just such a vital player in this middle bye especially, and proven to be an awesome hold with back-to-back tons. And he's just been unreal, really. Like, he was huge yesterday. I know a lot of players were very good themselves, but he was one of the best players on the ground for sure. Just mopping up everything. Obviously, other guys on the bench didn't play. And yeah, we'll actually get to Dacos in the trades. He's probably gone for me this week, but we'll talk about that further. Clary, so he had the captaincy after I had the VC on Shrek. So yeah, Clary was massive, especially in the first half. Sort of faded out not faded out, but couldn't obviously maintain those standards. But 40 and a goal, he does feel slightly less than what he should be getting, especially that he actually used the ball pretty well. So he seems hard done by a little bit there, but he was good. Neil was good as well. Again, I didn't catch much of that game, but Neil's been pretty good all season, pretty much, besides the game I captained him last week, but he's good. Cripper had a good 3 quarters after a pretty good disappearing act in the first quarter, I'll say, but yeah, he came to life after then and was really good. Merritt was good in the first half, or I want to say 2.5 quarters, and then he sort of went missing a bit. Unluckily, he was stuck on the bench in the last sort of 10 minutes of the final quarter, which, yeah, granted it was junk time, but he probably would have got to a ton, you would have thought, if he was managed to get back on the ground a bit earlier. Track, this has been pretty much a disaster pick at this rate, it was a disaster round. That round, I will obviously review it next week, or there's not much to review, but go through it next week, where the round I got, Jack Steele had to go, and I got Track and Bailey Smith in. And the first week they both turned up, looked awesome, and then it's just been a disaster for both of them ever since, really. So, Track's not going anywhere. Maybe if you had the luxury, you could flip him at his buy this week, but he's got no value anymore at 487. It just doesn't seem like a really good option to me. I think he'll turn his form around eventually. I owned him the back half of last year, looking for a cheaper option, and that really paid off. I think he averaged like 125 in my team for about 8-9 weeks. So who knows? He could do it again. Hopefully he can. Cooper Stevens, obviously buy as well. Mitch Owens, unfortunately, I think got knocked out pretty early in that game. But, most of us were relying on him, so got a poor score from him. But at least it was counting towards my score. Judson Clark, we spoke about. He was good. He was really good, actually. Less left footers, they always look classy just with their kicking. So, looks very lively. Had some good patches, especially just like even little tap-ons, knock-ons in the contest, which is definitely sort of a Richmond type of thing that we like with a lot of our players. So he's definitely got the smarts. Look, I know George is laughing about Johnny Ralph saying that Maurice Rioli won't be playing VFL in a while, but can we say it about Judson Clark now? I'll probably be hesitant, but he's definitely held his spot at least for next week. So he'll be on field for us this week, and then past that, you just do a bit of cover. Rest of the boys on the bench were on bye, and then Sean Darcy just wasn't his day. He had a massive third quarter, but he just couldn't really get going. And then I think missed the last quarter, but he got rolled under a tackle or something and had to go off for a bit. So, gets the rest this week. Well-deserved. Well, not really well-deserved, but much needed, I'll put it anyway. And he gets Carlton the week after the bye, which will be Tom DeConning. So, unless Pitternet comes back out of nowhere, but I don't think he's due back. So, that'll be a good matchup for him off a rest. Expect him to go large in that one. And then Sammy Hayes on the bench, who will probably make way for me this week, just because he looks to be out of favour now. So, we'll see what happens with Port's ruck situation. I think Teakle, the new pickup, played very well in the sample, so they might think about bringing him in, but we'll see. Timmy English on bye, and then Darcy Cameron. This has been an absolute lifesaver, really. Look, I'm not ranked great, but I'd be a lot worse without Darcy Cameron. And if you were a person that was ranked pretty highly, maybe inside the top few thousand, and you picked him up about a month ago, he's just been unbelievable. Like, he's just tunning every week. I think it's 190 I got, but 5 other weeks he's been tons, playing the role beautifully. And he's not going. I was planning when I initially picked him to flip him at this buy and get like a Bont or something, but he's not going anywhere. Like, I have no reason to trade Darcy Cameron. He's playing beautifully in his role. I haven't really even looked at the fixture, but until it's proven or shown that he can't do it anymore, or Grundy's back in like a month or so, he's going to stay for me, and maybe be a straight swap to, dare I say it, Bailey Smith. I probably won't go there. I think Baz will be out for too long to drop price or come back. So anyway, we'll see, but he's not going anywhere. Cogs has been massive the last 2 of the last 3 weeks. Even in the middle game against Brisbane, he was good, just didn't use it as well. But this guy, North or a rabble, it was pretty much an easy kill, and by God, did he kill him. Like, he was unbelievable. So good to see from Cogs. He's just a likeable person as well, and always like seeing him play well. Butters was good for, he was good all night. He just isn't getting as much mid-time as we'd like, and then he got that big knock in the last quarter, so that sort of stopped him towards the end, especially in a close-ish game. He probably lost a few points for just not being out there. So, he's a hold still for now, but he's definitely the weakest link in this forward line, as you can see, and I've just got to monitor guys like Luke Parker, Bont and Pelly that I don't have on the way home. So we'll see what I do there. But yeah, for now he's still a hold. But yeah, hopefully does play. Actually, I think it's been said that he will, but we'll see. With that big knock, I think he's got some issue with his jaw or something. Not sure, but we'll wait for injury reports tonight and probably speak about it on the podcast anyway. Durden. So Durden was the other poor one I copped with Owens, another 20. Held him for this round in particular, and it's just killed me. So, I mean, if anything, more than anything, he's just killed his break even, and he has to go. It's like in the 90s or something. So, it is annoying, but I really need to take his cash now before he loses more. So, I would like to hold him for an extra body this week, but if I'm going to get a 20 or 30 anyway, I think it's just worth trading him and avoiding another 40k cash drop. So he's got to go. Paul Curtis, what a guy! Regardless of the SuperCoach pick of him actually putting 260s for me back to, or 55 last week and a 60 this week. I just love watching him play. He's so calm and collected around the ball. When he gets it, he always makes the right decision. Never really has many options, to be honest, either. So, he sums up the play or what's in front of him well and very quickly. And I think North have found one here, which is, good for them because they definitely do need it, sorry. But yeah, I like Paulie Curtis. So he'll just probably be sitting on my bench for the rest of the year, I think, as a bit of forward cover, unless I desperately need his money. So, and then the other boys on the bench obviously didn't play as well. So, let's get to the trades, and obviously this is early thoughts and before teams are named, so I will just be doing this on the fly of what I think I should be doing. But Nick Dacos, it is thrown up a bit of a spanner just for people that, maybe if you can do an upgrade without getting rid of him, you hold him. Like, he's just been very, very good the last 2 weeks. So for me, I think he's got to go. I don't have sort of the cash luxury to do another trade whilst making an upgrade. So I think he has to go for me. I think Maurice, I expect to be dropped, to stay dropped and not come back. I think he had an alright VFL game. So maybe, I think he'd be ahead of George now. George will probably struggle to get back into the team for a while unless he has good performances in the VFL. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see with the teams. And then, as I said, the last one's got to be Durden. So pretty much getting in a defender, a forward, and a mid. So, the number one target this week, and it should be for everyone, especially if you don't have him, is sorry, I've done the wrong thing here. Is Rory Laird? It's just the fixture is crazy. He's playing great footy himself, and I just think, I think it's North twice from here, and then West Coast again, and it's just we saw everyone's going big on North. Sorry, so you've really just got to target them, and especially with the VC and the C. And then I just need 2 downgrades here for the other positions, and we don't really know as of yet, but it is believed that possibly Massimo D'Ambrosio, if that's how you say it, from Essendon, had a massive game in the VFL for his first stint for them. I think he's from the Tigers VFL, so he's played VFL all year and played well. But yeah, for the Bombers this time, and he played a great first game apparently. And then look, I do have Maurice out. I probably should just go Sam Hayes instead first. Like, if he's not going to play, then he may as well go. If I can do this again, sometimes it doesn't let you, but how do I do this? Get laid out for a sec. Let's just redo this. So Durden, Hayes and Dacos, and then get D'Ambrosio. Put Judson down here. Get Rory Laird, and then I'll just get Teakle. Like, if Teakle plays, that'd be great. Then I'll definitely do this. If Teakle doesn't play, then I might try and find an extra player with a forward rookie, which I think is actually believed that Essendon will play the Tom Hurd, I believe. So someone said that in Discord. I'm not sure if that's true yet or not. But yes, so if Teakle plays, I'll do Hayes to Teakle. If he doesn't play, then I'll probably do like a Rioli, or I guess it could be Paul Curtis, but I'd like to hold him just for bit of vibes, really. Just love Paulie Curtis. But yeah, I'll probably look for a forward rookie to get an extra player, because it will be, I think, a bare 18 with this. So if we hit confirm, and sort of show what the team will look like after these trades. If it'll let me scroll down without going past it. So let's bring on everyone that's playing this week. Round 14, and it's Jordan Dawson for Sicily. Thompson, that's unfortunate. Would have been an extra player there if he was still available. And then Greg Clark. So there are some concerns, not major, maybe over Greg Clark keeping his spot. He should, you'd think West Coast are in the position to play, but Cooper Stevens is the bigger one, I think. After the bye, if Danger's ready to go, which I haven't really looked or heard if he is, then Cooper might be under a bit of pressure. But I think they had a couple of injuries in that game before the bye. I can't remember, so we'll see. And hopefully he holds for me. So let's just put everyone else on as well. So look, I probably shouldn't put Rioli on, to be honest. We know he's not playing, so let's just count ones that I know will be playing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say Clark 11. Owens is out as well. 12, Witts 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So right now it's 17. If D'Ambrosio plays, that makes it 18. If Cooper Stephen plays, it makes it 18. So I just really need one of these guys to play. I know Rioli probably won't, but maybe. But one of Teakle, Stevens, or D'Ambrosio to play, and I've got 18, and then any more, and it's a positive. So I think we should at least get one of those. Obviously, if D'Ambrosio doesn't play and we get Stevens and it's 18, maybe I do like a Charlie Dean instead of D'Ambrosio, expecting him to play in future weeks just as cover. If Teakle doesn't play, as I said, I might look for another rookie down forward that can play for me, and then just sit like Darcy Cameron in the ruck line for a week and then get Teakle next week. Anyways, we're probably planning to get him into loophole regardless, so that's what I'll do. But for now, that's what I'm looking like for this week. As far as what the team looks like itself, it really just needs one more midfielder. So get everyone back on the field. Or one more forward, sorry. I don't know why I said midfield. I'm getting the last mid this week with Rory Laird, but it'll be one more forward for me. And then whoever that is, it's probably looking like a Bont or something, maybe Luke Parker if I can't afford him. Something like that. So we'll look at that after this week's buy. And as far as affording it, these trades give me 170 in the bank. I'll have to grab Greg Clark's money, which will be maybe another 140, 50-ish. And then maybe I have to use Paul Curtis's money to make it happen. So maybe Cooper Stevens. And then I'll get whoever I can afford. So probably take me another 3 trades to do that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'll be able to do that straight away as well because, after the buys, you're back to 2 trades. So it's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We're recording the podcast probably as you're watching this, so that'll be up later tonight, and yeah, we'll catch you for Friday as well for the team and trades video on George's channel. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.